Now, number one. True or false? Mossel Bay is in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most moderate climate in the world after Hawaii.
True.
It's false.
Damn it.
As a phenomenal actress, all right, how were you always a dramatic kid? At what point did you decide that you wanted to become an actress, and how did you go ahead and pursue that?
Walk us through the 12 weeks program. You know, what do victims experience throughout that program, and what do you hope to achieve at the end of it?
One thing I want everyone out there to know, that show business is less about the show and more about the business. And the sooner you see yourself as an entrepreneur instead of an artist, the sooner you become successful.
Your mornings with Malume Tap.
Everybody wants to rule the world, but only some can, unfortunately. And we've got one who does. Her own world, she rules it with an iron fist, I always say. Very good friend of mine, and I'm so glad that we get to kickstart the month chatting to her. Please welcome to the UFM studio the one and only Miss Nicole Bessick. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, good morning.
All right, just to give you all some background, she's an actress on a mission. Her mission is not only to conquer the screens, both silver screen, small screen, big screen, any kind of screen, but also she's on a mission to change the narrative around gender-based violence, affectionately often nicknamed the Action Barbie. She's not just an actress, she's the founder of an NGO called the Fight for Good Foundation. It's an initiative that takes women from victim to warrior in 12 weeks. You may know her from some of her many amazing performances like Cold Harbor, Black Mirror, listen to this list, Broken Vows, Lockdown Heights, Binnelanders, No Hiding Here, Miseducation, I Won't Let the Cat Out of the Bag, but she's just got done filming something else, and we're all so excited about that. Good morning, Nicole. How are you?
Good morning, Tap. Good to be here. Finally on UFM. What a sweet setup you guys have. I'm so happy to be here.
Nice. All right, now to kickstart everything for us this morning, we're going to make you play our awesome Fun Facts quiz brought to you by Stumbo. More fun, more flavors, right?
Gotcha. So I'm really scared about these things because, you know, like I said earlier, when you're driving in your car in the morning and you always hear people calling into these games and they're playing it online and you're like, you should have gotten that one. I know that one. Now I'm in the hot seat. The pressure's on. It's not so easy now.
Let's see how you handle that pressure. Did you know that the irresistible Stumbo is now available in 3 different options? So Stumbo gives you the choice to suit everyone's taste. There's the delicious Stumbo lollipops, the yummy Stumbo candy, and the flavorful Stumbo bubblegum, all with fun facts on the inside of the wrapper. So all 3 products come in many delicious flavors and are available at Spazas, Traders, and Cash and Carriers. So don't wait, get yours today. Stumbo, more flavors, more fun. Today every Thursday, we focus on Stumbo's bubblegum, which is available in assorted flavors like cola, cherry, apricot, Stumbo blue, and tutti frutti. My favorite part of the bubblegum is the fun facts on the inside of the wrapper. Okay, so Nicole, I've taken 5 and all of these fun facts, by the way, are available and are from the inside of the Stumbo bubblegum. And it's simple. You just got to answer true or false. Okay, now number 1. True or false? Mossel Bay is in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most moderate climate in the world after Hawaii.
True.
It's false.
Damn it.
Mossel Bay is the Guinness World Record holder of having the most moderate climate, not the second most.
Not the second.
Yeah.
Halala Hawaii, we win.
Fact number 2, yeah, we win.
Yeah.
Hawaii for who?
I lost, but we
Hawaii
win.
For what? I feel like going to Mossel Bay right now. South Africa, here's the second one. True or false? South Africa has the most diverse and unique floral kingdom in the world. 70% of Cape Floral's kingdom occurs nowhere else on Earth.
I'm comparing it to Australia now. But I'm going to rep my country and I'm going to say true.
It is 100%.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Next one.
ma'am.
Stellenbosch was the world's first university in Africa to design and launch a satellite. Was Stelli's the first varsity in Africa to launch a satellite? True or false?
False?
No, it's true.
Damn it!
Of course, Stellies. You know they got their money out there in Stellenbosch. All right, next one. The city of Pietermaritzburg has the smallest red brick building in the southern hemisphere.
Red brick? Guys, where are we getting these questions?
Corobrik. You know Corobrik, that red one.
Okay, true.
No, it's false.
What is this game?
The City Hall in Pietermaritzburg is the largest. Oh, you were right. It is true. Is the
thank
largest
you,
red
thank
brick
you,
building in the southern
Thank
hemisphere.
you,
Well
thank
done.
you.
And my last one is a simple one. Only 143 out of 727 South African airports have paved runways.
Hi, true.
It is.
Yes.
What blows my mind more is that we have 727 airports or runways.
Do we? Okay,
Remember,
runways okay,
count.
Fine.
All right, well, there you go. You've passed the quiz. And if you'd like to know more fun facts like this, then head on down to your nearest Spaza, Trader, or Cash and Carry and get your Stumbo game on. Stumbo, more flavors, more fun. Right, Nicole, let's talk. And I like to start at the beginning, right? As a phenomenal actress, all right? How were you always a dramatic kid? At what point did you decide that you wanted to become an actress, and how did you go ahead and pursue that?
Well, I like to joke and say I got my big break when I turned 3 and I played Mary in the school's nativity play and my preschool's nativity play. I think it's always been there. Acting and the arts is one of those things that bites you and you have no choice about it. It puts its foot on your neck and it chooses you. So I've always known.
And then you describe yourself as a method actor.
Correct.
Right? Please explain to those of us who don't understand the difference. Like, what is a method actor and what are the other methods available?
You've got a couple. You've got the Method, you've got Meisner, you've got a whole bunch. And essentially, they're all based on the same principle. And that's using a couple of techniques. There's between 7 and 14. We're getting really technical now. 7 and 14 that you use to place yourself in the life of your character. So there's a couple of it. So the magic, if, those kinds of circles of attention, those kinds of principles that you apply to basically find, long and the short of it, very simply, what in your life have you experienced that your character has as well, and to actively tap into that in order to bring something to life?
Give us an example. Let's say we were making a movie here at UFM TV and we cast you as a serial killer. Right? What would go into preparing to be something like a psychotic serial killer?
Fine. So you look at the serial killer and try to understand them. So research is an integral part of the method. So research is, why are they the way they are? Because nobody kills just in jail.
Sure.
There's a reason behind it. So perhaps the reason could be a deep set insecurity or fear or reluctance to something. You tap into something in your life that is similar to that, and that's your channel to the character.
This is so interesting.
Okay. And of all the characters that you've played so far, what was your favorite one to tap into?
I'll pull a Tom Brady on this and go, the next one.
The next one.
Ooh,
Now
I
I know you can't tell us what the show is or
Yes.
anything like that, but talk to us maybe just a little bit about that character. What kind of character do you play in
look,
this
if
role?
we have to talk about my past work, I mean, I can. I think for me, it was probably Binnelanders when I played Xenia Samuels. She was a stripper. And a heroin addict, and it was such a big challenge for me to play her.
Because you're the furthest thing from a stripper or a heroin addict.
Right? But again, going back to method, I'm exceptionally athletic. And pole work, as you know, is probably one of the most intense sports you'll ever get to. So because
So you went and did some lots of
6 to 8 months of it. And I got really good at it, because that's one thing I really enjoy about my characters. Yes, I'm method, but I'm incredibly physical. I really love the action, the drama, the bombs, the planes, everything like that.
Do you ever find yourself going to a strip club and then you're like, that's whack?
I can
want to
top
give this
that
lady
up."
tips on how.
My mom's listening, so I've never been to a strip club in my life, Tap. And you've met her. Are you mad? We're both going to get into trouble for that question. How?
I've never been to one with you either.
Yeah,
I promise that. Hosi wants to talk a little bit about your amazing initiative that you're running, Fight for Good.
Fight for Good, right?
Sure.
An all-encompassing domestic violence initiative that takes women from victim to warrior in 12 weeks. Nicole, you're doing such an amazing job. What led to you becoming involved in domestic violence advocacy, and how did you envision the Fight for Good program's impact on domestic violence survivors?
Well, I mean, that question is two parts. The first thing is what got me into it. And I
Yeah.
think in South Africa, anyone with eyes can see we've got a problem. I mean, we've got some harrowing statistics. With the rape capital of the world,
Yeah.
we have the number 1 femicide statistics in the world, and that should be scary considering what's happening in the world, right? So one only need have eyes to see that there's a problem. And then the Fight for Good Foundation was sort of sprung in result to that, and noticing that I do have this platform because of the acting, because of the movies, because of the shows. And I think, doing good is the rent you pay for your time on earth. And I wanted to pay my rent. I wanted to use something and do something with the platform that was given to me and make an active change.
Can you walk us through the 12 weeks program? what do victims experience throughout that program, and what do you hope to achieve at the end of it?
Sure. So the design of the program was in response to looking at the problem. And I understand gender-based violence to exist on 4 key levels or 4 key pillars: emotional, financial, physical, and financial. Have I said all 4 of them? Yes. So basically, those are the 4 legs that a table stands on. So much like the legs of the table, if one of those legs falls, the table falls. And that's the similar thing to gender-based violence. You take her out emotionally, you take her out legally, you take her out physically, you take her out financially. And we sought to develop a program that acted in response to building each of those pillars. So we've got 4 key services. On the emotional leg, we've got psychologists and psychiatrists who over the 12 weeks sit with the ladies and really get into it. On the legal level, we've got a team of excellent attorneys who specialize in gender-based violence advocacy who assist over the 12 weeks. On the financial level, we've got a team of incredible entrepreneurs, investor heads who help these women do all of that, and all the way down to something as simple as building a CV. How do we get that right? How do we get you back into the workforce? Because that's been taken from you by your abuser. And on the 4th level, the physical level, we've got a team of excellent fighters, professional fighters and coaches who come in and over the 12 weeks service those kind of needs on a self-defense level, boxing level, that kind of thing.
I want to find out, what are some of the misconceptions around domestic violence that you believe need to be addressed?
Well, I would like for us to change what we believe gender-based violence to look like. I always say a man doesn't hit you on the first date. You'd leave, but the signs are always there. It becomes, Khosi, it's cute in the beginning. Khosi, that red skirt that you wear, I'd love it if you only wore it for me. The next week it's a bit more harder. Girl, I told you about that skirt. The next week it's I told you bleep about that bleeping skirt, bleeping. The emotional thing falls first. And what I want to change the narrative and the stigma around is spotting it a mile away. Because we need to develop a mindset around gender-based violence that we stop it at the root cause as opposed to when it gets to the 11th hour and you're getting hit.
And how do we measure success of the program?
Well, that is a tricky one, because I don't know if you know this, but it takes a woman between 14 and 16 tries to leave her abuser. So therein lies the challenge. So the success, sometimes I measure it as we're getting her closer. We're bringing that number of, it takes 14 tries, we're bringing it down to 5, to 4, to 3, to 2. We're empowering her that the first time it happens and the first time she spots it, we see it and we clean it up.
At what point did they say to you, yo, next, we want you to come in and be involved in this, and how did it go?
Well, they found me at a time where I was, training in response to trying to do my own stunts. My genre of choice is action.
Action movies,
so, I was trying to dominate because I'm very Tom Cruise about it. I want to be able to fight, fly planes, race the fast cars, shoot the guns in equal measures. So I got really, really good at those. And then when the opportunity arose, I was like, Asambe, let's do it.
And how did the fight go? I mean, I felt bad for the other person.
I mean, you've seen the belt. You know how it went.
No, I've seen the belt. Talk to me a little bit about being, in that career. What are some of, to young aspiring actors and actresses out there, to that young girl that wants to become the next Nicole Bessick, what are some of the things that they don't tell you about the industry that you would love someone to know getting into it to help them?
One thing I want everyone out there to know, that show business is less about the show and more about the business. And the sooner you see yourself as an entrepreneur instead of an artist, the sooner you become successful. So you need to have a serious handle on your business management, your tax management, exactly where those funds are going and how to sustain yourself. Because, I mean, we've all been there. In this career, you can very well make 6 figures in a weekend. But in the same breath, you can then go on to not earn for the next 6 months, a year, 18 months. We've all been there. So it's up to you to then, let's say, take those 6 figures and figure out how to spread those out over the annum, over the year, how to recuperate your tax against that, to make sure that you can keep doing what you're doing without that stop and start. I'm rich, I'm broke, I'm rich, I'm broke, I'm rich, I'm broke.
Over all these years, there's always a chat about remaining relevant, in what you're doing. What are your keys, or perhaps your recipe to, getting the next booking and the next and the next and the next, remaining that relevant?
So the misconception about staying relevant is that you've got to keep up with trends, and that's simply not true. If you
want to say that's a misconception.
It's a misconception. I was fighting at a time where it wasn't popular. I was shooting guns at a time where it wasn't popular for women to do that. I did it anyway, and the brands came, and the roles came, and people wrote accordingly. So as soon as you're standing in your purpose, you will always be relevant. Become the master of your corner of the world, and you will always be relevant. It's those people that move from role to comedy to this to that to theater. Oh, actually, maybe I want to go to corporate. They haven't taken the time to really establish what it is that they do. So the key to staying relevant is making sure you are the best at what you do. The key to staying relevant is to become a master of your craft. Do it well and do it often.
Now, I'm just going to use DJing as an example, right? People see successful DJs. They see Shimza, they see Black Coffee, and kids aspire to become that. And one of the hard barriers of entry is they're like equipment. What do I need? Do I need CDJs? Do I need this or do I need that?
Right.
Now, to people who aspire to become the next Nicole Bessick, give them some advice. What are the essentials that you need for castings, for tapings, for practicing? What does that look like?
Well, I'll take you one step before that, because you're not getting those castings, you're not getting into the room without an agent. So I think that's your first port of call. Is to
And how do I go and get an agent?
find a reputable one. So you want to look whichever agent is registered against the PMA and the Actors Guild called SAGA. That's sort of our actors union in South Africa, so that you're always protected, you're always getting paid on time, you're always going to the relevant castings, that the high level castings, or not high level, shall I say, you're going to the right ones for you. So agent is the first thing, and that agent is going to need a couple of things from you. Number one, your headshots. Number two, your resume or your CV, and number three, a show reel of sorts. Send those out to the agent that's right for you. Not every agent is right for every actor. Find the one that works for you and get it going.
Awesome. All right. And on a closing note, I want to thank you for coming through and being our first phenomenal woman on the show. If people want to follow you and your work, drop your handles. How do they get in touch with you?
At Nicole_Bessick on Instagram.
And then importantly, if there are survivors out there that could use something like your 12-step program or your assistant, how do they reach out to the NGO?
Fight4Good_SA across social media platforms.
And they can just slide into the DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
Awesome stuff. Well, to say thank you, Nicole, I got a little surprise. Yeah, I got a little...
Oh my goodness, what is
little
this?
Happy Women's Month
Thank
to you.
Oh my God,
and
gifts.
Thank you for coming through to the show. Got a little little gift bag for you.
Okay, yay. Thank you very much, Tab.
And thank you so much for everything that you are, everything that you do. And we wish you nothing but success. And we're excited for you to announce to the rest of the world your next big move.
Thank you very much.